Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Thursday, July the 17th, and we're here to look on Thursdays we look at fantasy and science fiction. Elena said, "Good morning. Hope you're doing okay, Elena. Just got a drink from Starbucks yesterday morning and got colored and a haircut for my early birthday yesterday. I finished with my hair appointment at 12 in the afternoon and then got Burger King and got a double cheeseburger. Oh, with extra cheese, extra tomatoes, and extra onion ring. My large fries and a large Diet Coke. Wow, that sounds really good." And she says it was delicious and tasty. I bet. Oh, that was a good day, it sounds like. Hope you're gonna be having a good day today, too. All right, so let's see. Quick announcements. I do have sprints tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. They are at 8 p.m. for 2.5 hours. We do them every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons. I was doing some background stuff there. It's not going to finish, so let's just keep going. Let's look at fantasy and science fiction. First up, The Jasad Crown by Sarah Hashem. This is second in the Scorched Throne series. Oh, it's a duology. This is the conclusion. Held deep in a mountain refuge, Sylvia has been captured by the Urabi, who believe the Jasad heir can return their homeland to its former power. But after years of denying her legacy and a forbidden alliance with Jasad's greatest enemy, Sylvia must win the Urabi's trust while struggling to hide the dangerous side effects her magic is having on her mind. In a rival kingdom, Aaron must maneuver carefully between his father's desire to put down the brewing rebellion and the sacred edicts Aaron is sworn to uphold. He is determined to find Sylvia before it's too late, but Aaron's search unravels secrets that threaten the very core of his beliefs about his family and the destruction of Jasad. War is inevitable, but Sylvia cannot abandon her people again. The Rabi plan to raise the Jasadi fortress, and it will either kill Sylvia or destroy the humanity she's fought so hard to protect. For the first time in her life, Sylvia just doesn't want to survive. She wants to win. The fugitive queen is ready to reign. Hannah Witten has a new one. I'm sure there's a lot of very happy booktubers out there. Fantasy booktubers. This is third in the Nightshade Crown series or trilogy. Yes, this is a trilogy. Lore has failed. She couldn't save King Bastion from the rotten god speaking voices in his mind. She couldn't save her allies from being scattered across the continent, their own lesser gods whispering to them in their dreams. She couldn't save her beautiful, corrupt city from the dark power beneath the catacombs, and she couldn't save herself. Banished to the Burnt Isles, Lore must use every skill she earned on the streets of Delaire to survive the prison colony and figure out a way to defeat the power that's captured everything and everyone she holds dear. When a surprise ally joins her on the Burnt Isles, she realizes the way forward may lie on the island itself. Somehow, her friends must help her collect the far scattered pieces of the broken fount, the source of all God's powers, and bring them back together on the Burnt Isles, returning all magic to its source and destroying once and for all the gods corrupting the land. But as Lore gets closer to her goal, her magic grows stronger, and to a woman who's always had to fight for survival, that kind of power may be hard to give up. Oh, my computer's being a little bit slow this morning. Might have to do a reboot after we're done. In the Veins of the Drowning by Kaylee Cassidy. The monster is always slain. This is book 1 in the Siren Mage duology trilogy series. Who knows? Imogen Nell is in hiding, hiding from a cruel kingdom that believes sirens are monstrous, blood-hungry creatures, hiding from a king and his captain who viciously hunt her kind, hiding from her own alluring abilities. By keeping herself from the sea, Imogen's bloodlust is dulled, and her black wings remain concealed beneath her skin. Ugh. When a neighboring king comes to visit, Imogen can no longer hide. He knows precisely what she is, and he believes she can save their kingdoms from an even greater monster. But Imogen's power threatens to violently reveal itself, and the two form a blood bond that protects them both. They flee together, traversing waters teeming with the undead. As the lines between duty to their people and desire for each other begin to blur, Imogen worries her ancestral powers may not be enough to kill what hunts her. The only way to defeat a monster may be to become one herself. A Resistance of Witches by Morgan Ryan. This is blurbed as World War II meets a discovery of witches. Stubborn, plain-spoken, and from an unimpressive family, Lydia Polk never expected to be accepted into the Royal Academy of Witches. Now with Hitler's army rampaging across Europe, the witches of Britain have joined the war effort, and Lydia is key to the cause. She must use her magic to track down magical relics before Hitler and his sycophants can. When a Nazi witch infiltrates the academy with heartbreaking consequences, the coven is left shaken, exposed, and divided. The elder British witches have no interest in further loss of coven life in service of a government that has forced them into hiding for decades, no matter the consequences to the world. But with the discovery of the Grimorium Bellum, an ancient book that leaves a trail of death and destruction wherever it goes, Lydia knows her mission has never been more urgent. Alone and woefully outnumbered, Lydia makes her way to the heart of occupied France, where she finds allies in Rebecca Gagne, a fierce French resistance fighter chock full of secrets, and Henry Bourdreau, a handsome Haitian-American art historian with a little magic of his own. Together they traverse the country stalked by the natural and supernatural alike in search of the grimoire. But as Lydia soon discovers, finding the book is only half the battle. The Grimorium Bellum has a dark agenda all its own. Lydia must subdue it before the witches of the Third Reich can use it, but she'll have to survive the book herself first. End of row one. I think people will be excited about this one as well. The Enchanted Greenhouse, second in the Spell Shop series. The Spell Shop was a popular cozy fantasy. Turlu Perna broke the law because she was lonely. She cast a spell and created a magically sentient spider plant. As punishment, she was turned into a wooden statue and tucked away into an alcove in the north reading room of the great library of Elysium. This should have been the end of her story, yet one day Turlu wakes in the cold of winter on a nearly deserted island full of hundreds of magical greenhouses. She's starving and freezing, and the only other human on the island is a grumpy gardener. To her surprise, he offers Turlu a place to sleep, clean clothes, and freshly baked honey cakes, at least until she's ready to sail home. But Turlu can't return home and doesn't want to. The greenhouses are a dream come true, each more wondrous than the next. When she learns that the magic that sustains them is failing, causing the death of everything within them, Turlu knows she must help, even if that means breaking the law again. This time, though, she isn't alone. Assisted by the gardener and a sentient rose, Turlu must unravel the secrets of a long-dead sorcerer if she wants to save the island and have a fresh chance at happiness and love. Of Flame and Fury by Michaela Bridge. On an island built from ash and shrouded in fire, Phoenix racing is a sport just as profitable as it is deadly. Calvara and her team of underdogs, the Crimson Howlers, are desperate to win the annual races and the fortune that comes with it. But the Howlers need a new rider, which leads Kel to join forces with Warren Coopers, an arrogant rival she can't get out of her head. As tensions rise on and off the track, Kel accepts a job from a mysterious tech mogul who shows an unsettling interest in her phoenix, Savita. This thrusts Kel into a conspiracy that endangers everyone she cares about, especially Coop, as her resentment ignites into something dangerously new. Oops. Fateless by Julie Kagawa. There's a name in fantasy. Deep in the forgotten city of the Deathless Kings, an ancient relic of untold power waits for one bold enough to steal it. When 17-year-old Sparrow joined the Thieves Guild, she made a vow of binding loyalty to their cause. So when a mission comes along from the Circle, a group of mysterious dangerous beings who control the Thieves Guild from the shadows, Sparrow is determined to cement her place in the guild. What ensues is a death-defying adventure that has Sparrow and her band of thieves venturing into the heart of the forgotten city of the Deathless King. The fate of Sparrow, her companions, and Wraith, the enigmatic drinking game. Yet alluring assassin Sparrow is forced to join forces with during their quest, all hang in the balance as they find themselves battling ancient forces within the tombs and facing the unwavering hold of fate. And then it goes into Burbage. I like that cover. Ooh, a science fiction. Woohoo! Inner Space by Jacob Samalik and Kasia Beresford is the translator. When an ammonia leak threatens the astronauts on the International Space Station, NASA directs Lucy Poplaski, one of the ISS's first female commanders, to investigate the cause. Russia has just invaded Ukraine and tensions are running high. Could the leak be a brazen act of sabotage? The Russian cosmonauts aboard deny tampering with the ship's systems and insist on the issue stems from the American side. As levels of the poisonous gas rise, Lucy's investigation shatters trust between the Russian and Western crews, exposing deep fissures in the partnership thousands of miles below. Questions what truly draws us to the stars, the urge to explore the unknown, a selfish ambition, or an instinct to run away from the entrenched troubles on Earth. Translated from the Polish. End of that row. Nalini Singh has a new one. Atonement Sky, ninth in the Psi Changeling Trinity. Maybe it's a third set of Trinity, because Trinity means like 3. Justice Psi Illyri Diaz knows the end is near for her. Her mind one step away from fatal psychic exposure. Sorry, it slipped. In the short time that remains, she's determined to atone for an act of omission that has haunted her for a long, cruel decade. But that decision not only means facing a powerful changeling wing leader, but also putting herself in the path of a serial killer. Falcon wing leader Adam Garrett is fiercely protective of his family and his clan. After losing his parents as a teenager in a shocking act of malice, Adam has no forgiveness in him for the J-Psi who betrayed them at the most painful moment of his life. But the evil that stalks his territory will allow him no respite, forcing him once more into contact with the J he has never been able to forget. Everything that could have been between Illyria and Adam was lost years ago, a shimmering promise crushed. As they work to uncover a monster, the moment of reckoning looms ever closer. Soon there may be no more time left for either atonement or love. Another sci-fi. Woohoo! It's exciting. We get a break from the romantasy stuff. Descent into Helios by Rick Campbell, second in the Nexus House series. 3 years after humanity's final stand against the Corellian Empire, the Colonial Defense Forces have largely reclaimed the lost colonies. However, as the tide of war shifts against the colonies again, Admiral John McCarthy and Lara Anderson discover a message from a long-dead prescient Nexus 10 amid the ruins of Darien 3. This startling discovery creates the potential to alter the course of the war and the Carillions, tilting the outcome toward humanity's favor. Admiral McCarthy and Lara accompany Second Fleet and a Marine Expeditionary Force on a mission deep inside Carillion territory. Their target is Helios, a dark planet hosting a Carillion facility shrouded in mystery. The mission to penetrate and neutralize the complex is perilous, and as a hand-picked Marine platoon descends through each level, the stakes escalate. But when they reach a dark chamber in the heart of the enemy stronghold, no one is prepared for what they find. Ghost Cell by Zach Topping, second in the Ander Raid series. Ander Raid is doing his best to stay under the radar after the mess in Atlanta when he's contacted by the Special Activities Division of the Genetic Compliance Department. The mission: infiltrate a secret organization of rogue mods known as the Ghost Cell in order to find out what they're doing and who they are doing it for. The catch: Raid's old team leader, Sabrina Fox, is a member, but Raid's been searching for her since his liberation from the fight pits, and he refuses to betray her now. So in exchange for his cooperation, the GCD agrees to extend their promise of an official pardon for his rogue status to her as well. As if gaining acceptance into the Ghost Cell isn't challenging enough, Raid is forced to walk a tightrope between avoiding suspicion and minimizing collateral damage from the organization's violent and unsanctioned operations. But as his investigation gains steam, he soon realizes the Ghost Cell's true ambitions are far more dangerous than anyone thinks, and that the time to act is running out. With powerful forces out to stop him, Raid must decide if there are limits to his loyalty to Sabrina, and whether that line has already been crossed, and above all, how far he's willing to go for a pardon he's not likely to live long enough to see. Let's do some drive-bys here. Three Shattered Souls, third in the Broken Blades series by May Corland. Some betrayals cut deeper than blades. The blades were never supposed to survive this long, but after the battle in Ku Harbor, escaping is no longer enough. The most dangerous liars in the Four Realms have one last mission: return to Yusan and finish what they started. But now an usurper sits on the serpent throne, and he may be more dangerous than the God King. The three relics of the Dragon Lord in their possession, the blades will face the might of the Four Realms. Enemies will become allies. Allies will become traitors. And the ones they love most, they'll be the ones to break them. Grief will carve the blades into something ruthless and unrecognizable. But only by losing everything can they win this game of kings and crowns. End of that row. Now we'll do drive-bys, except for one there. Pearl City, third in the Phoenix Horde by Julia V. and Ken Babel. Blade, Butcher, Thief, Worldbreaker. Amiko Sung has been called many things, but Worldbreaker is the worst. Royal Gambit by Daniel O'Malley. This is a supernatural adventure featuring a lady-in-waiting who must keep the court safe from murder. It looks like it's like present day. Interesting. A Rumor of War by J.N. Chaney and Terry Maggart, book number 28 in the Backyard Starship series. Not a week without a J.N. Chaney. We're going to jump down to here. The Silent King by Guy Haley, 9th in the Dawn of Fire Warhammer 40,000 series. based on the game. All right. This is one I wanted to get to. We've got about a minute left. Deeds of Wisdom, Paxtonarian World Chronicles 3 by Elizabeth Moon. If you want to read fantasy, the Paxtonarian books are a good place to start. They're by Elizabeth Moon. This is short stories and other collections based in that world. With introductory notes from the author and 4 original stories written just for this volume, Deeds of Wisdom relates defining episodes from Pax World's history, beginning with the ancient kingdoms in Old Air and leading up the years before Paxtonarian's birth. Each story can be read as a standalone, offering fresh perspectives into a saga rich with details, sharp action, and delightful payoffs. Whether princess, mercenary, shepherd, or son-in-law, these inimitable characters find a touch of wisdom that transforms last stands, noble deeds, and insurmountable odds into something unexpected. Nice. So that is all we have for this week in fantasy and science fiction. Definitely some bigger names, bigger books available for those who read them. Hope you have a good day, everybody. Tomorrow is Freeform Friday. We'll be looking at the rest of the Cozy Mysteries from Monday. Tonight I do have sprints at 8 p.m. Eastern. They go for 2.5 hours. Hope you have a good day. You're reading good books. Elena, thank you for being here. You have a good day. And she says bye-bye and thanks so much. Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you so much. All right. Thank you, thank you. Have a good day. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day. God bless.